Unless you got lost in a forest in a foreign country, you have not lived. Yeah, this legend, this Papi Chulo was almost not gonna be here because I was gonna be fucking unalived in the middle of nowhere in a forest in El Salvador because my mom swore she knew her way around the fucking forest. Cool, so this story goes back to 2010. Alright, my parents crossed that border, crossed that fucking river, crossed illegal. Okay, let me not say that out there because with the president, he's gonna fucking take my family away. No, but my parents are citizens now, so shut the fuck up. Cool, so it finally happened after like 20 years. They finally had papers, and my mom's like, let's take a family trip back to El Salvador. And I'm like, you know what, family trip sounds fun. I'm 10 years old. I haven't traveled. I've been to the beach like twice. And I'm like, fuck it, let's go to El Salvador. Bitch, when I go out there, I find out that we're from a fucking forest. Like, the fucking toilet is a fucking hole like this. Like, it's in the middle of nowhere. Like, Texas Chainsaw Massacre type of shit. As soon as I got there, I'm like, oh, so this is where I'm gonna be murdered. But you know what? It's fine. I trusted my mom. She was happy there. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're happy about, but alright, bitch. If you wanna be here, let's go. So we get to my grandma's house, and like I'm telling you, to the middle of nowhere, it's a forest. It's fucking scary, alright? And she's like, we should low-key go to my uncle's house. And I'm like, cool, where's the Uber? Bitch, no Uber. We had to walk in the fucking forest to get there. And I'm like, alright, girl, first of all, coyotes? I don't know, a fucking bear? I don't wanna get murdered. And she's like, no, there's none of that here. We're just gonna walk there. I know my way. Spoiler alert, she did not know her way. Cool, so I'm like, alright, let's start going. So my grandma lives out there, right? She lives in this forest. But the thing is, she's old, she's crippled. She don't do that fucking walking. She hasn't seen her brother in ages. So she doesn't go visit them. She just stays in her house in the middle of the forest. She doesn't do all that exploring. She doesn't think she's Lewis and fucking Clark like we did. Cool, so my mom's like, alright, I'm gonna grab a flashlight and let's go. So she's like, okay, all of us, let's start walking to my uncle's house. So we start going. It's me, my grandma, my dad, my mom, and my niece, alright? And keep in mind, my niece had just been gifted a chicken and she wanted to take this shit everywhere. So she puts the chicken in a box and she's like, let's go. And I'm like, you're really about to walk 20 minutes with this chicken in a box? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, alright, bitch, go off, do you. So we start walking to my uncle's house, right? And I'm like, oh shit, this is a lot of twisting and turning, and I know we're gonna get lost on the way fucking home. But my mom swore she knew her way back. So I'm like, alright, you know, you grew up here, even though she hasn't been here in 20 something years. I should have like maybe thought this through better, but I didn't because I'm a dumbass. Cool, so we get there, right? We're at my uncle's house and I'm starting to get anxious. I'm like, low key, it's already 6 p.m. At 7 it's gonna get dark. We should go. My mom is over there having the time of her life, catching up with her uncle, with her cousins. My grandma's like chilling too, and I'm the only one that's anxious. I'm like, we're gonna get fucking murdered. There's gonna be a coyote on the way home and it's gonna eat my ass. And I'm not talking about my ass, because if it ate my ass, it would probably feel good and shit, but I'm talking about eat me fucking physically, and I don't want to fucking die out here, bro. Cool, so after like maybe like an hour, I'm like, mom, we really need to fucking go. She's like, alright, bitch, let's go. So we get the fuck up and we start walking home, right? And it's starting to get dark, and I'm like, oh my god, we're gonna fucking be murdered out here. So we keep going, and there it goes. It starts getting really pitch black dark, and my mom's like, don't worry, I was prepared. I brought a flashlight. Homegirl didn't think it was a good idea to try the fucking flashlight before we got there. So spoiler alert, we're in the fucking pitch black in the middle of a forest in El Salvador. You know how this shit is gonna end? With death. So when I see my mom trying the flashlight and it's not working, I'm like, okay, here it goes. I lived a solid 10 years and I'm gonna fucking die. At this point, my niece is starting to cry non-stop. She's like, what, 7 years old? She was like 3 years younger than me. She's having a whole panic attack. And then my grandma's just farting because she's fucking nervous. But she's like, you know what? If I die, I lived a solid 80 something years. My older brother's trying to take charge, but at this point, there's nothing we can fucking do, bitch, because it's fucking pitch black dark, bro. We're gonna fucking get murdered in El Salvador in a forest. So at this point, we are all crying. My niece is crying while she's holding the chicken. I'm crying how I didn't even make it to 5th grade yet. My older brother's crying because he was about to start his freshman year and he didn't even get to lose his virginity. And I promise you, my grandma does not stop farting because she's so fucking scared and nervous. And you know what? I'm just gonna let her fart because you know what? At the end of the day, she's our grandma. We respect her. You know, you would expect my grandma to have some memory of how to get to her brother's house and how to get home, but no, bro, at all. And it did not help that it was pitch black dark outside. At this point, my grandma was being very useless. But at the same time, she ended up passing away like 3 years ago, so I miss her or whatever. But at this moment, I was pissed off. I was pissed the fuck off. We're all stressed. No flashlight. In the dark. We hear howling. You know how sad it is to think you're gonna die when you barely turn double digits, bitch? Like, I was 9 years old ready to become 10. And when I finally become 10, my parents kidnapped me to El Salvador just to be slaughtered in the middle of a forest. As we're all crying and running around, maybe we can go this way, maybe we can go this way, my grandma lays on the floor and says, you know what? My time has come. What about me, bitch? What about me? I'm barely 10 fucking years old, bro. My older brother tries to take charge. He thinks he's Lewis and Clark at this point. He thinks like he's the leader of the group or whatever. And I'm like, you know what? That's cool, because if he goes in the front and like a fucking coyote eats him, we know not to go that way or whatever. At this point, what's pissing me the fuck off is that my niece is crying and crying so fucking loud, and all you hear is a chicken. All obviously, because the chicken at this point should be in a fucking tree ready to go to fucking bed. And no, it's in a fucking box lost in the fucking forest with us. And you know what fucking does it for me, bro? When my niece stops crying and she's like, we really need to make it home because I need to feed the chicken. I look at this bitch and I'm like, fuck you and your chicken. And I knock the fucking box off her hand. At this point, the chicken starts running rampant and fucking runs away. And here comes my niece chasing after the chicken. There goes my brother behind my niece. Then goes my grandma behind my brother. And we're all running in a fucking line following this stupid ass chicken. But bro, Buddha, Allah, Jesus, the Lord and Savior, whoever you believe in, I have no idea, bro, because I kid you not, the chicken led us home. The fucking chicken knew the way home. I was about to be eaten alive in the middle of a forest, but because I knocked the fucking chicken out of the box and it ran straight home. So low key, did the chicken save our lives or was it me? I don't know, but we finally made it to my grandma's house, bro. I look at my niece and I'm like, because of you, we survived. I love you. And she's like, you're the main fucker saying we were gonna eat it. Oh, and spoiler alert, we did eat it that Christmas and it was fucking delicious. When we get to my grandma's house, I'm so happy. I'm so content with life because this is my second chance of living again. I really thought I was gonna die in the middle of the forest. So yeah, in conclusion, when your mom's like, oh, I know the way somewhere, she probably doesn't. I knew not to trust her. And yeah, a couple months later, the chicken became soup and it was the best soup ever. And well, thanks to you, Mr. Chicken. Oh, well, he's in my tummy. Thanks to you, Mr. Chicken, we survived. So my advice to you guys is get a chicken. Who knows when you'll get lost? The chicken can lead you home. Pretty cool story, huh? I wish it was made up.